I don't know if a whole lot of you remember, but a while ago, about maybe 6 months ago, maybe, I was talking about a flash that would be occurring, called the Great Flash. And this time, it's going to bring a lot of chaos and sorrow. And for those that are chosen, we are going to need to step up. Every single one of you. Here's the reason for that. Now, I'm aware that most of you have no clue about quantum mechanics or anything really dealing with it. You might know about a quantum leap or something like that. That really isn't scratching the surface of anything. So, while I'm here, figured I'd let you know what's going on. Tonight, I suggest you make a frequency description of what frequency you wish to hold in the new Earth. Because that exact thing is what will be brought about. Okay? By saying this, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not trying to fear monger or anything like that. But what you're scared of shall manifest. What you're peaceful about will manifest. And it can lead to your complete ruin through the quantum field. Doing a major cleansing and revamping of Earth as we know it. This is when this two Earths are going to divide. And those who are morally bankrupt, they will be stuck here on this Earth. This begins November 2nd to the 4th. This is a 72-hour window that you will have to spend preferably in silence. Not a good spot you can lay down or you can sit in for 2 hours. And really think about what type of frequency you want to embody. And I've told a lot in my previous videos how to change your frequency and how to change your geometry. And that will greatly help you when it comes to doing this. You're going to want to keep a manifesto. I've started mine. Still got quite a ways to go. But you need to not describe what you want to manifest. Do not do that. This is a description solely of the frequency. How does it feel to be open? How does it feel to have creative power? How does it feel to be able to do this? The energies in your body, the sensations. Write all that down in detail. That way, this will serve as an anchor when this shift starts, because it's going to eradicate everything. And if you're not ready for it, man, it's going to be a lot of sorrow. And our job as chosen is to help people and guide them. So, there's a few things you should know. And I'm just going to go off the top of my head here. Okay. Now, there's three things of this perfect alignment practice does. Okay? One, it'll establish the frequency that you're broadcasting without conscious effort. To clarify which frequency you're broadcasting during the realignment of Earth. 3, creates quantum commitment for optimal alignment. Now, when I say things like that, the quantum field has many it's infinite basically settings. It's basically God. Okay, and it's going to work very diligently to eradicate anything that can't go to the new earth, and it's going to test you multiple times during this 72-hour window. And you will need that manifesto to serve as your anchor during this, because it's going to keep you sound. Whenever you feel you've drifted a little off frequency, bam, you can get right back into it. And sooner or later, you're just going to be so good at it, you're not even going to think about it. Now, set aside 1 full hour to clean your space fully. And then make it clear, energetic density. You don't want a whole lot of crap in between, you know. And light some candles, burn some sage or Palo Santo. That will work. And find a place you can lay or sit for 2 hours to do this. Now, say out loud, I'm preparing for field realignment. I am establishing clear frequency. I am choosing my timeline deliberately. And that lets quantum field know that you're choosing your preferred timeline. If you don't know what a timeline is, get a dictionary, work your way forward. First hour, write detailed description of the frequency that you want to embody. Make sure it's very detailed. After you've done that, make sure you feel like you're good in your own body. Description of the states you want to have. What does it feel like? What does openness feel like? What does unlimited power of creation feel like? Do not describe anything you want to manifest, as I said. Okay, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but okay. Anyhow, I will be continuing to read and doing my thing. If you don't like it, you can get off my channel. So, there's a few things you should know. When you're doing this, describe your body sensations, your emotional qualities, your mental clarity, energetic vibration. Write clearly describing something that you can read and will be your reference point during this realignment. It's very important. The second hour, this is more critical. Read your frequency description out loud, then embody that frequency completely. Let it take over your entire system and feel it. Practice your embodiment, maintain for several minutes, release the frequency, repeat. The reason for this is that way on the 2nd through the 4th, you're not going to be scrambling to get back to your frequency. You'll know exactly how to do it, and you won't even really have to think about it. It'll just be like second nature. Yeah? And I'm saying this to try to help anybody else, so that in that way, who is a right-hearted person, that doesn't want to be stuck here with all the assholes, And I felt it was my duty as chosen one to help you all and guide you for the rest of the chosen and other people that are good of heart. As the second hour ends, access it just by intention, your frequency. Keep the description of the frequency accessible between November 2nd through the 4th. As I said, when you feel you've drifted into unconscious alignment, it will bring you back into alignment to the field, which will test you repeatedly during those days. Try to maintain as much silence as you can, because we all know, anybody who knows anything about the quantum field, silence is not empty. It's full of... You may also have some luck connecting to your highest self. And that'd be a thing. Frequency description equals anchor. Okay? Keeping you pulled towards what you want rather than what you don't want, where you don't want to be chased by all your fears coming at you. Because it's kind of like an old Matrix text where if you're on a bridge, if you retreat in any sort of way from any of your fears, you lose footing on that bridge and you got to start over. It's a bitch. That's for another time, but it's kind of that thing. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you're good. Declare when this is all over, the realignment is complete on the night of the 4th. I am locked into a line timeline, and emit unfolds from what it unfolds from here matches the frequency I consciously held. All right. And that's basically saying that the frequency you maintained during the entire, from the 2nd to the 4th, is going to determine how your life plays out for the next 10 years. Yeah. Kind of important. Thought you guys might want to know. I would definitely like a heads up, something like that. Now, when this is all over, your job is to hold that frequency. The field's job is to integrate it into your soul. Get any results by checking every few seconds to see if it's working. It's not how it works. You gotta have trust. And the brain wants to automatically first have results before it has trust. Quantum world works completely polar opposite of that. Trust, then results. And that is faith over fear. Now, that's not saying that I'm holier now or anything like that. I mean, I have my days, I had, actually, the other day, oh my goodness, I had a bunch of jokers trying to gangstar me, which was hilarious. The douchebag that tried to walk behind me, that pointed the gun, the first guy that pointed the gun at me, clicked it and didn't even have it loaded. And so I kind of, made a prayer with God and said, God, keep saying I'm your chosen. If this is so, deliver me. And if it's my time, your will be done, not mine. Not mine. His will. A lot of people get that confused. They like to debate that with moral anecdotes. No. His will, always, before anyone's. Can't compete. That's why he's God. Well, anyway, to get to my story, I just said, I got a wave of calm as soon as I said that prayer out there. And I knew I was going to be all right. So, did I run? No. Strolled. I didn't have a care in the world. I said, it's a little quiet in here. So I turned up my cell phone, started jamming out some of my music, and started breakdancing kind of in the middle of the street. And these motherfuckers were just like, what in the fuck? Didn't know what to do. It was about the damn funniest thing I ever seen. These people were so confused and hard up about it. It was hilarious. And the one big fat fucking off-duty cop that was trying to chase me up the road. Oh my God. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're going to catch me. Even when I was exhausted from running for or not really running, but walking for Sierra. About 18 hours. I was pretty done. Seeing how I still have, kidney issues and whatnot, which I'm happy to report is doing better. Not to any doctor, but to my own and to Lord Supreme. Been using quantum fields to heal myself. And there's a lot of things you can do. And I'm not going to say too much because I know that a lot of my haters are my biggest fans. So, how y'all doing? But for those who are not haters and y'all I have no idea what that means. Thank you. I like my channel too. It's pretty cool. I think it's kind of free space. I don't judge anybody, unless of course they bring their judgment toward me, and then of course that gets to a point where I just say, well, if you don't like it, you can get off.
You say you're a rapper.
I understand you're a rapper. That's very cool. I make a few songs that are kind of funny that are on my channel. You might like them. But what I was saying was, by the time I had gotten to where I was going, I think I had maybe 2 hours rest, and I was back at it again. And I mean, I was out of gas, man. I mean, I was done. And I said another prayer, and well, that's unfortunate. For me, most of them are just uneducated about where we're trying to go. I think a lot of people have a problem with what is called a linear mindset versus a multidimensional mindset, where a linear view is just like this straw. Very thin, very narrow way of thinking. Nothing else can. The blinders are all. They have no concept or want to learn or anything because that challenges their ego. But when you get past all that and you accept multiple or multidimensional thinking, that means you're thinking from every single possible dimension you can. Seeing a problem from all angles, and you're not seeing problems anymore. You're seeing solutions. That's completely amazing with quantum field. I think it's one of the best discoveries with the double slit experiment. And did you know that every human being is not just a particle, but you're also a wave? You know that? Look it up. It's true. Researched. Light does the same thing. Light, when not observed, with the double slit experiment, will go seamlessly, as if a wave, simultaneously through both slits. But as soon as it's observed, boom, acts like a particle. The actual observation of our reality is what creates reality. The observation itself, consciousness. Now, I've been upgraded recently. Like, my brain thought it was going to fry, but got through that. And I've had a few revelations lately that I don't think I really was ready for. Just my own personal, like, family shit and like that. You guys don't need to know that. But it was very eye-opening, and, you know, it just goes to show it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what religious beliefs, as long as you believe in something, and it's in here and it's in here, and you believe in God, then that's all He really cares about. As long as you're honest about it. I'll take a dumb, slow person who's honest over a smart asshole over any day of the week. I'd rather have someone who's just, not educated about it. And, I mean, that way, maybe I can help him out. Maybe he can show me a few things I don't know. The moment, or thing I'm trying to get across is the moment we think we've learned everything and there's nothing else to learn, you lost the game. There's always something to learn. There's always something to evolve. And there's always a way to look at the betterment of mankind and do for each other. And what we can build. I mean, you can heal yourself through the quantum field. That's what I've been doing. I had 3 catheters, 2 neurostomy bags, 1 touched each kidney, and 1 right here through my stomach, which sucked. I mean, it really sucked because every time I went to the hospital and they had to yank out that one in the stomach, oh my God, that shit's painful. But stop taking medications from the hospital. And you know what? My creatinine level is now 1.4, which is normal. Was at 12 5 months ago. That's almost medically impossible. Quantum field, you can download a whole nother blueprint of yourself, which is parallel to this dimension. There is infinite dimensions running all simultaneously in the quantum field. And each dimension has a version of you in it, and me. And the great thing about that is your higher self is parallel to one of these dimensions. And they know everything you've been through. And what we're about to achieve here on the 2nd to the 4th is an evolution with mankind of something called direct knowing, where you can link to your higher self and know instant things like you should know, or things that you'll know complete mathematical equations without having the training for it. You'll know how to fix cars, whatever you need to do. Download the entire blueprint of and integrate your higher self, and it is insane. Like, especially when you integrate the whole aspect. A lot of you think I just see a cell phone in front of me and I'm talking to it. No, I see, woo, if you will, think of a virtual reality that has little bubbles. Here. And they're called probability waves. And whatever you focus your intention on collapses that wave into existence. Now, how do you know which one you're attacking or looking at? There's where you have to actually make a relationship with the quantum field. A lot of people think that quantum leaping and whatnot is just an easy task. It's not. Um, I've done at least 3 leaps, and it's eye-opening. It's humbling. There really is no place for the ego to survive, and this is the hard part about this, is the ego is one of the worst enemies, but we've all come to love. It's kind of like the prison bars on a cage, but when you dismantle the ego, you just took your own handcuffs off. And every time you give your ego a little bit of death to it, and you just become more genuine and authentic, then you have more freedom to do what you want to do. And your soul and your highest self will direct you. If you're curious about something, you ask or you think about it, and you'll just instantly know. Abilities are quite vast, but I'm not telling you anything to blow smoke. This is reality. It's just the concept of what most people consider reality is vastly different than what I see. I was actually kind of freaking out the first time I put my hand through my bed, and I heard it was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing." The whole bed disappeared, and my arm was in there, and then it just kind of like came back, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It was an experience. It took a little getting used to. So much to say, we have so much good and potential with humankind. It's just some human beings, I'm sorry to say, they are shitty. They are assholes. They are dickheads, you know? But really all they are children that never learned how to share their toys. Really. And when you can forgive that person and move on, which I can forgive every single person who has ever slighted me, I forgive you all. And you know what? I'm glad you did it. You know why? Take one guess. I have ascended. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Trump. Can't say that. He's what I call a fearmonger. I don't support any type of putting someone else down in order to step on their backs to make yourself look better. Try to be as fair as I can. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. But what I do claim to be is about as real as you're going to get. And if you want answers, I will never withhold. Email me. It's in the description box below in the comments. And I just came on here to let you guys know what's going to be happening. So that way, instead of, if you're having fear, you're not going to freak out and accidentally start manifesting all manner of chaos around you. Because that would be a real fucking shitstorm nightmare to live in for those 4 days. That would really suck, you know what I mean? So, and it's only going to be directed towards you. So, make sure you know what state you're going to be in. You need to be in a calm state, peaceful state. And that's the other great thing about the quantum field and quantum mechanics. When you get past a certain point, calm. You will always be calm. It's like almost an impenetrable barrier of peace that I can't describe it. It was pretty amazing. Anyhow, hello. I'm going to leave this here. Okay, guys? I want you guys to know that I'm here for you. If you need any healing, you know where to find me. And you know, if you're trying to do a music career, pursue that. Pursue your dreams, man. That's one thing I gotta say. I'm gonna have to extend this for a second. If you got a dream, pursue that motherfucker. For real. Like, I thought it would be cool as hell to one day maybe buy a fucking cathedral for a house. Like one of those old Victorian, you know, with gargoyles and whatnot. I thought that would be a badass thing. But, you never know. There's a lot of people right now that would like nothing more than my head on a platter because I changed reality, like consensus reality. They have no idea how you do this, which is probably killing them, but I really could care less. This happens when a human being acknowledges and respects the quantum field and is respected back. When we work with, in essence, God, who, that's how he's everywhere. The field is everywhere around you. We have microtubules in every organism on the planet. Every mammal has microtubules running through its head. And in those tubules are quantum sensors. And those quantum sensors is what gives you your awareness, your consciousness, if you will. And you can't pinpoint really where your awareness ends and begins because you say, oh, I know who I am. Okay, no, probably do. But can you locate him inside your head? You just know you're aware. Think about it. And that's one of the biggest miracles God gives. The freedom to think. The brain is nothing but a processing unit. And our soul and quantum field is what gives us our feelings, our emotions. And every time you're feeling disoriented, step outside of your head for a second and try to like sidestep out of your head and observe whatever emotion you're feeling. Really observe it. Feeling angry, observe being angry. Let it dissipate. Imagine you're the sky, okay? And emotions, which is energy and motion, are nothing but clouds in the sky. They will pass. This is where it gets nitty-gritty. It's an awesome way to integrate your feelings, feel them deeply, but don't let them rule you. Don't let them become part of you. And this is how you can choose how you're going to live your own life for the very first time. As I say in one of my songs, these are the words that sing when the music is gone. Namaste. Love y'all. Y'all be good, okay?